Hey, you're looking good today. This is Frank in the Brazil Times newsroom, and here's what is happening. In today's edition of the Brazil Times, Rollin' with Santa, a holiday-themed ride benefits Shop with a Cop. An unusual sight took place at the corner of State Road 59 and US 40 Sunday as motorists watched Santa Claus riding a Harley-Davidson with an elf on the back lead a pack of motorcycles through town. It was the third annual Brazil Fraternal Order of Eagles Riders number 274 Christmas in July motorcycle ride to benefit the local Shop with a Cop program. And you can read more about that and see a picture of Santa and his elf there on the front page of the Brazil Times. Hey, Lori Brown, glad to see you today. Glad to see you too, Tammy. Let's see here. A free event aimed at helping local residents interact with a wide range of public safety personnel is this week in Forest Park. National Night Out 2017 has been set for 5 to 8 p.m. Tuesday at the Forest Park Cow Palace. Representatives from police, fire, and medical agencies, as well as other community organizations, will be available to answer your questions, share information, and put on demonstrations of their equipment and services that they provide. The Brazil Crisis Pregnancy Center has announced the results of its Clay County 4-H Fair Baby Photo Contest. First place went to Hattie Osborne, who is the daughter of William and Colleen Osborne of Center Point. Second went to Jameson Gibbons, the son of Jared and Heather Gibbons of Brazil. Third place went to Millie Morer, Millie Morer, the daughter of Mark and Susan Morer of Brazil. And winners received prizes donated by local merchants. Okay, the event is a fundraiser for the Brazil Crisis Pregnancy Center. Hi, Karen Burke. Good morning to you too, ma'am. And, we have a picture of Hattie. We have a picture of Hattie Osborne on the front page. Okay, so we turn the page over and look down below the fold, and the Indiana State Police is reminding motorists of the law ahead of school starting. Every school year, the Indiana State Police receives numerous complaints about school bus stop arm violations from school corporations around the state. The Indiana Department of Education surveys school corporations annually for stop arm violations on a given day and reports those numbers to the National Association of State Directors for Pupil Transportation Services. And we have another one of those summer safety for kids tips on the front page of the Brazil Times, so you want to check that out as well. And now, page 2. Let's see, we have more local news and photos on page 2. You can check those out. We have a story and a photo from the Back to School Carnival that was deemed a success on Saturday. There were a lot of smiles at the second annual Back to School Carnival Saturday afternoon. A line of families were ready to have fun when the doors of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 1127 Bingo Hall, located at 303 South Depot Street in Brazil, opened at noon. You can read about that. And we've got an in-depth story from the Associated Press about those U.S. diplomats that are being ejected from Russia. And you can find out more about that. That's the neat thing about newspapers. We always have more in-depth information for you than you can get on any other media. Harvey Roscoe's here. Hey, Harvey. Glad to see you today. Hope you had a great weekend. And let's see. We turn the page here. I think Frank may have to wet his finger. I don't know. Here we go. That works. We turn over to the opinion page, and we have a staff editorial by somebody named Frank Phillips, who writes why 4-H is great for everyone. And our editor, Pete Wilson, writes, when it comes to I-70, Mom is always right. And you can find out what Pete is saying about that on the editorial page today. Now, down here below the editorial cartoon, we've got This Week, That Year in Clay County. And this year, we're going back to that wonderful year of 1952, and historic Eagles Field Farm was one of the big topics that week in the Brazil Times. In fact, they had a really in-depth article about the history of Eagles Field and its connection to Abraham Lincoln. So you'll want to check that out, I'm sure, especially if you like local history. Hi, Betty. Betty's here. Let's see here. What else do we have? Well, we've got the comics page for you. Oh, this is a cute story. This is really sweet. A 4-year-old North Texas boy has been reunited with his beloved teddy bear nearly a week after his furry friend was forgotten at Dallas Love Field. Luke Swafford of Rockwall got his favorite stuffed toy, appropriately named Teddy Bear, back on Wednesday after extensive efforts that included an airport search and online pleas for assistance. Really neat story there. Did you see the story over the weekend about the police that responded to a call and went in to scare away all the monsters because the kids were concerned about monsters in their house? They shone flashlights under the beds and everywhere to show that the kids that there were no monsters. And they even sprayed anti-monster spray so the kids wouldn't have to worry about the monsters coming out after the police were gone. I just thought that was really neat. Well, it's almost football season, and Andrew Luck tried to ease all doubts about his surgically repaired right shoulder Saturday. He'll have to return to the field to actually prove it, and nobody knows when that will be. The first time in 6 NFL seasons, Luck will not suit up when his teammates hold their first training camp practice Sunday. Instead, he'll continue coaching them in meetings and from the sidelines, just like he's done for months now. And our sports editor, Kerry Fox, reports from Putnamville. The weekend got off to a rather, boy, that's a big word. What is that? Ignominious. I'm going to have to ask him what that means when he comes in. Ignominious start for Lincoln, Indiana native Dave Darland. However, it ended with a sweet result on Saturday night with a victory in the 30th running of the Putnamville Clash at Lincoln Park Speedway. And Darland won that 30th Putnamville Clash for sprint cars. Okay, we've got more local news, including more Clay County 4-H Fair results. That is on page 7 today. So you want to check out those fair results. There were so many that as big as our 4-H Fair tab was, we couldn't get them all in. So we'll print them in the Brazil Times. Hi, Jane. Jane Williams is here. Glad to see you. And Rob Dispinette is here. Hey, Rob, how are you? Let's see here. We got a picture of Staunton High School class of 1967's reunion. We've got a picture of the Brazil High School Red Devils class of 67 reunion as well. And you can read all about that. The Clay County Planner. So if you want to know what's going on, you can check that out. And we have our classified ads. Everybody wants to know what's in the classified ads. That's one of the most popular features of the newspaper. And let's see. We got a lot more for you. I mean, we got more news than you can shake a stick at. I mean it. I shook a stick at it, and there's more news than we could do that. So, anyway, that's what's in your Brazil Times on this wonderful Monday morning. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you have a fantastic week, and we'll see you later.